2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at the Valero Texas Open. Today's coverage is about to kick off. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course, following our featured group.
Hi Luke, what a gorgeous day as this event kicks off our featured group. Well, we've got two players who appear to have entered into quite the rivalry.
Well, Henny, quite a challenge that this player has set for themselves. We've seen them beat many of their rivals this season, but there are not many people that can go up against the great Tiger Woods and succeed. History's told us that.
Oh, well, they certainly do not lack in confidence. This is going to be a very entertaining group to follow indeed.
I'm jumping around in my seat, and I can also see Rich Beam doing exactly the same. He managed this feat back in 2002 when he won the PGA at Hazeltine over the great Tiger Woods.
Oh, please, Luke, don't mention that. Once we get Rich on his high horse, there's no getting him down again. Although he has shown that it can be done. Tiger Woods can be beaten. However, it is such a tall order. I know that this player has beaten all of these incredible roster of players in all these rivalries so far, but come on, this is Tiger Woods. Can it really be done today?
Well, that's the question we're going to get answered, aren't we? Very few people have ever laid claim to beating Tiger head-to-head. Good luck in your rivalry, you're going to need it. And after that hole, they're currently in a tie for the lead with Bubba Watson. Well, this should find the short grass. Well, the Valero Texas Open is such a hugely popular and famous event in this great state of Texas. I know as a proud Texan, Beamer, this was one you wanted to win at some stage in your life. You get the cowboy boots for winning here, but TPC San Antonio, it really sorts out the players, doesn't it?
It does that and possibly more, Luke. I have to say that coming to this tournament, since its inception here at TPC San Antonio, I was a little dumbfounded on exactly how to play it because there was danger everywhere. It's just one of these golf courses where it's relentless.
Oh my, how about that for a par?
And this is why you got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. These guys and girls are good.
And here we are with the third shot. Just 6 feet between he and the hole.
He's staring down a birdie putt here.
And down it goes. So that's back-to-back birdies.
2 in a row there, Luke, getting their groove on.
Currently a couple under for the round. Rich, let's head to the par 3 third, the first of our shorter holes.
You really hope that the wind is not blowing into your face on this tee shot and making it that much more difficult and longer. This green's perched up high. There's runoffs all around the left-hand side and the back portion of it, and obviously you want no part of coming up short. Players that find this green will find it difficult to two-putt as there's lots of humps and bumps and swales in it.
Anything in 5 feet to be handy from here. And down she goes, the long-range bomb. Why not take another look at that effort?
I could watch this one all day. Who would have thought that would go in?
And now at 3 under overall. The fourth is one of the stronger par fours at TPC San Antonio, stretching 485 yards.
This is a very narrow driving area, especially where that fairway bunker comes into play down the left-hand side. Second shot is to a green that runs from right to left with a deep bunker down the left-hand side. Anything missed out to the right is no bargain either, as there is a runoff area out to the right-hand side. This is a difficult par 4.
Well, this is a little bit of a birdie blitz going on from the player. Can they make another?
It's a good start to the day. Let's hope they can keep up the good form.
All right, we're going with an extra club here.
Well, that certainly makes putting a lot easier when you can hit a shot like that.
And a fantastic look upcoming.
Trying to get it to 4 under with this putt.
Now that's how you roll the rock.
You can mark it down. That's birdie number 4 today.
This guy is putting the lights out of it this week.
Why don't we catch up with our man in the hot seat, Tiger Woods?
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, almost went in. Let's take a look at the current standings. Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage. Well, TPC San Antonio gives you a few chances to get after the golf course, Rich, and right here at the 5th, there's a decision to be made off the tee.
This is an excellent opportunity to be brave, knock it on with the driver. If you lay back with an iron, a very straightforward pitch, but I just don't see the players wanting to lay up.
Rich is one of the rare players to ever tame the Tiger in a major championship. How did you manage to do it?
Taming him, that's a big stretch there. You know, I did it because I never had to play with him. I was fortunate enough to not be paired with him in the 3rd round, nor in the final round when I was paired with Justin Leonard. And going back to the comments about the roars, you know, not knowing that was him making those birdies. You assumed it was, you couldn't deny that it was, but not knowing, it was a lot easier to say, well, that was Fred Funk, who he was playing with in the final round, who was having such a great week as it was. It was easier to deflect that a little bit. I think if I would have played alongside him, I think things might have been a little bit differently, because he does bring a different energy, and sometimes it can be uncomfortable. But when you start hearing those roars going up and you're playing with them, well, you know exactly what's going on. But when you're not playing with them, I was able to kind of deflect what he was actually doing, and I was fortunate.
Yes, they've made it. And with that, he'll move to 5 under par. And after that performance, they'll stay right where they are in the standings. Time to see what this par 4 has in store.
Players must find the fairway, avoiding that bunker down the right-hand side. But from there, second shot is up the hill to a green that runs away from the players ever so slightly, but still going in with a short iron into this par 4. A birdie is definitely makeable.
That dog will hunt.
Look out world was his statement when he came out onto the Pro Tour. And we look back in the greatness in sports right across all sport in the world. Has one player or one athlete had a greater impact on their sport more than Tiger Woods did for golf?
I hate to say no, because I also look back at the sport, Luke, when Arnold Palmer came through. Good-looking fella, and just kind of came from a blue-collar background. And I kind of think that Arnold Palmer paved the way for a Tiger Woods then go out and dominate, because golf was already on the radar. It just wasn't nearly as much on the radar as it is now because of Tiger. But I think because of what Arnold Palmer did, he set the groundwork for all of this. But in saying that, in the modern era, in the modern game, to be fair, and you look at every sport across the books, and I don't care whether you're talking about, Tom Brady, LeBron James right now, I don't think you have a bigger player globally, with the exception of maybe Messi or Ronaldo, than Tiger Woods. I just think that from a global standpoint, Tiger Woods, whenever he shows his face anywhere, people lose their minds. Like, grown men lose their minds if they get a glimpse of Tiger Woods from 50 yards away. I've seen it before, Luke, and I'll see it again, but it never seems to amaze me, baffle me, make me giggle a little bit. Like, holy cow, this guy's Elvis. He's Elvis Presley. I mean, because Elvis was the biggest guy in the world as far as I could tell. It's mind-boggling how big Tiger Woods is in this game, and continues to be, and will forever be.
No, that's too bad. Well, you can't blame them, Rich. I'd have a look at that again if I hit it. A par putt on the table. There it is. Now heading over to Tiger Woods.
He's sitting there in the rankings at 4th.
Let's catch up with Tiger Woods, shall we? Oh, that one just missed the hole. Well, that's got to have some impact on the scoreboard. Let's take a look. Welcome to this par 5 hole. That tee shot looks pretty good. Rich, considering everything that's been said about the great Tiger Woods throughout his entire career, it almost seems superfluous to add anything more to it. But what that man has meant to the game, and again, to people like yourself who have gone on to win major championships as well.
Yeah, I would think what Tiger has brought to the game is just he changed the perception of the game as it being kind of an old man sport, and all of a sudden he's out there winning and fist pumping and getting the crowds fired up and everybody into the game. It just kind of changed the entire complexion of it. No longer do you have these old guys that are dressed poorly with big beer bellies, and all of a sudden, you got guys that are young and wearing these tight-fitting clothes, going into the gym and treating it more like a business instead of just a sport. He really changed the entire dynamic of the game, the landscape of what it takes to become a great player. And, you know, everybody else was just kind of sitting there in awe going, well, how does he do this? Well, it's almost like he had a plan, a master plan to go out there and listen, I'm going to dominate by being physically better, mentally better, and I'm just going to steamroll these guys. And when he first started doing that, everybody's kind of looking back going, okay, he's taking this seriously. Maybe I need to start taking it seriously too, right? So it's just one of those things that came along that nobody knew what to really expect of him. But he told us right away, listen, I expect to win every single week out there, and sure enough, that's what he did.
Go to your home ball. Go to your home. That's disappointing.
That was worthy of another look.
Oh, a 5-footer. It's amazing how tour pros hold these.
This is what they have left for par here.
That's tracking. Oh, wonderful effort. Confirms the par. Why don't we catch up with what Tiger Woods is up to?
He's currently in 4th place.
A couple under at this stage. Tied for 4th. Gee, that'll keep the momentum rolling, Rich.
Needed it. Needed that in a big way, chipping in for the par.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks right now. The closing hole on this front 9 at TPC San Antonio is a strong par 4. Well, that's a handy shot. Rich, obviously, and we've joked about it a fair bit in this game, that you've been one of the rare players to take Tiger Woods down in his prime. But what was it like to play in the Tiger era and just how dominant he was?
It was simply amazing. You knew that each and every week that he showed up to a tournament, you better have your game ready to go, because you assumed that he was going to be firing at all cylinders. Because even when he wasn't, his game was still good enough to beat most everybody in those fields. You wanted him there because you always want to test yourself against the best. However, if you weren't playing very well, you're kind of fearful teeing it up, because you just knew that your best at that moment in time wasn't nearly going to be good enough to beat Tiger no matter what he brought to the table. He made each and every player look at their game in a different way and try and dissect it in order to weed out anything that didn't really need to be worked on, and got them more specific in the areas that they weren't good at, their deficient areas, whether it's the short game, the driver, the iron play, whatever it is. But Tiger really made you take a long, hard look at your game and figure out where it's at, because you knew that you had to be at your best to beat him.
And as we make the turn here, Rich, our player tied for the lead.
Yeah, exciting position, isn't it? You'd rather have the lead on your own, but listen, tied for the lead, pretty good spot to be in. They're going to have to work to earn this victory.
What a drive. Look at that.
Playing from around 150 yards here. Currently tied for the lead. Choosing the 9-iron here. Not sure if that's what they're intending to do.
Lots of greens in regulation today for this player, but not so on this occasion.
Big putt for par coming up. Oh, nice looking putt. And there it is. Why don't we catch up with our man in the hot seat, Tiger Woods?
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. Another birdie opportunity lies at the par 4 11th, but players must navigate the fairway bunkers.
Tee shots must be placed on the left-hand side to get the best view and angle for their second shots, as this green sits below the player and moves from left to right. Tee shots down the right might be closer, but it's going to leave a second shot over a deep bunker and making it that much more difficult to get close.
From around 120 yards here, currently in the lead by a shot. Opting for the 9-iron. Anywhere up on that dance floor would be nice.
Luke, unfortunately, that got a horrible kick, ended up in the rough.
This would be a great up and down. Sitting at -6, currently in the lead. Not sure what the intent was there. This is their 5th shot. He leads the field by a stroke. What happened there? That's not your best effort. Here's their 6th shot. Great touch. Really nicely played.
Great touch.
This putt coming up is for triple bogey. Trailing by a few shots after that hole. Reach this par 4 12th, really challenging, especially around the green.
This tee shot is underrated in difficulty-wise. This is not an easy tee shot, as this fairway pitches from left to right. You want to skirt the bunker down the left-hand side as best possible to find the fairway. Second shot from there goes straight uphill and surrounded by 2 of the deepest bunkers on the golf course. As they say, Luke, everything is bigger in Texas, and these bunkers are proof of that.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron.
Pretty good shot there.
Now heading over to Tiger Woods.
He's 1 stroke behind his rival in this event.
Oh, so close. Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Oh, good chance to take it even deeper here. This putt's for 4 under.
This is what they have left for birdie here.
Like the look of this one. And mark it down. That's birdie number 7 on the scorecard. And that will take him to 4 under. And that finds him in a share of second.
I tell you what, inching closer to that top spot on the leaderboard, things are definitely heating up.
13's a long par for him, measuring 245 yards, Rich, but it is playing downhill.
Downhill to a sliver of a green, however. Anything missed out to the right will leave a very challenging pitch shot to a green that'll sit well above them. You come up short, and those bunkers, well, that's no bargain either. A 3 here, well, you done good.
This would be a great up and down from this spot. Getting ready to play their third. Only 2 shots off the pace. That's a touch of class. Terrific little chip.
Love watching this player around the greens.
Putting for bogey here. Nice stroke. Currently at 3 under for the day.
Unfortunately, backing up slowly but surely on that leaderboard, Luke.
What do you think of the 14th, Rich? A par 5, 575 yards.
This is a really good par 5 here, Luke. Tee shot wants to favor the right-hand side of the fairway, if at all possible, shortening the hole some 20 yards. Second shot must avoid those fairway bunkers down the right and on the left-hand side. A narrow opening to this green should players go for it in 2.
And here we are with the third shot. 3 strokes off the lead. Well, a chance to move deeper under the card. This putt's for 4 under. This one's dialed in. Why don't we catch up with what Tiger Woods is up to?
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Here's Tiger Woods. You're kidding me. Did he hold that?
Oh, a messy little lie in the bunker, but that is not a problem for this player. Yes, in the hole.
Our current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead.
Getting closer to that top spot on the leaderboard. This is getting interesting.
As we start heading for home, Rich, we find ourselves on the tee at the 15th.
Could be the hardest hole on the golf course, Luke. Tee shot must avoid that bunker down the right-hand side. Second shot is to a green that's perched above the fairway and surrounded by 4 bunkers that are mean. This hole could make or break a player's day.
Yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. And Rich, we talked about so much and we heard so many of them throughout the years. A Tiger roar just sounded different to any other roar on the golf course. Explain just the energy of that and what you endured.
Well, the Tiger roars usually involved about 35,000 folks, and any other roar was about 3,500. So that was already a massive difference. You just knew it. There's just an energy in the air. When you heard a roar go up, you immediately could tell whether it was Tiger or it was somebody else. And it all kind of depends on how you were affected by it. And I think that where a lot of players got into trouble was listening for the roars and listening what kind of roar it was. And when they let it into their head that it was a Tiger roar, then I need to do something better. I need to change it up real quick. And in fact, that's probably what hurt them more than anything else. But listen, when Tiger did something fantastic, everybody on the golf course knew it was him.
Well, I hope he makes this one. It's for par. And the putt drops, now at 4 under, heading down the stretch.
They're going to have to dig deep to pull this one out. Let's see what they got.
And there's no movement on the leaderboard after that hole. As we find ourselves at the 16th, a par 3. Great entertainment here, Rich, especially with the centre bunker.
Love this hole. Probably my favorite one on the golf course, even with that bunker in the middle. The back portion of this green actually is an amphitheater, so anything missing a little bit long on both sides should wander back onto the green.
Yeah, a quality shot from him. He'll be pleased.
Would need to make a long putt to secure a birdie.
Didn't quite get the approach close enough, so a long putt in front of them.
Always rooting for this player, Luke. I hope this one goes.
Ooh, right by the hole. That'll sting a bit. Oh, this would be a good one to make. It's for par. You've finished your work on that hole. Let's take a look at the next one. Managing to maintain their position on the leaderboard after that effort. As we get down the stretch here at TPC San Antonio, there's a number of options that can be taken. This 17th is a fascinating hole.
Luke, if it's playing downwind, a driver is a must. If it's back into the wind, take out the iron for safety.
That's a good-looking shot there. Now, this would be a timely one to hole. Let's make this putt.
Their short game today has been absolutely sublime fun to watch.
Tracking. Well, that'll play. And that will take him to 5 under. Why don't we catch up with our man in the hot seat, Tiger Woods?
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
And after that effort, that's how it looks. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage.
Managing to chase down the leaders, closing that gap. Gotta like it.
Well, while the closing hole at TPC San Antonio can be reached in 2, Rich, it's all set up by the tee shot.
Tee shot must find the fairway. If not, you have water hazards left and bunkers right that will gobble up that second shot if you're slightly out of position. Yeah, that's just not going to work for him.
Henny, how's that ball lying?
Just trickled off the fairway, but still in good shape.
Oh, that was pure. Getting ready to play their 3rd. Just a stroke behind the leader.
Well, this is it. They need this putt to force a playoff. This is buckets. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
Good chance this one, right on 6 feet. And with it, that concludes his event. Well, Rich, that's a shame. They came out of the gates very fast, but in the end just fizzled out.
When you get off to a hot start like that, usually there's only one place to go, Luke, and that's down. And unfortunately, that's what happened to this player. It's a shame.
On behalf of Rich Beam and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.